We have here, we have Janson Wu, who is the Executive Director of GLAD. He's been a tireless advocate for the LGBT community and people of color and various other communities in Massachusetts and in New England. So let's thank Janson for being here. We also have Feldblum, which was our 2019 SOJ award winner yesterday, and we honored you for all your work throughout the years. Hai is an attorney and currently a partner at Morgan Lewis, an LGBTQ and disability legal rights pioneer, and a former commissioner at the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. And again, our 2019 award winner. So thank you for taking time to be with us. We really value you and the work you've done. So join me. And we also have Connie McGrane, who is the General Counsel at MCAD, which is the Massachusetts Commission Against Discrimination. Connie has dedicated years to ensuring equal treatment for LGBT communities in Mass and other folks who are experiencing discrimination. Help me in welcoming Connie as well. So, one moment, sorry about that. Connie, can you talk about Massachusetts non-discrimination laws and what they cover?
Sure. How long do you have? I am very pleased to be here, and I'm grateful for the invitation. Congratulations to you. We are blessed, frankly, to be in Massachusetts, which has a fabulous, long history of attempting to eradicate discrimination. We were founded in 1946. We're the second oldest or oldest, depending on who's arguing, civil rights agency in the country. And Massachusetts has seen fit and embraced adding protections for more and more people in order to basically accomplish our goal, which is to end discrimination in Massachusetts. We have protections relative to, of course, sex. We have codified gender identity as a protected class. We have race, national origin, religion, military status, veteran status, disability, and we have, as you may know, have had very good success in the Supreme Judicial Court, so that we have been able to make clear that associational discrimination is also illegal. So many categories are protected. Everybody in this room, I'm forgetting age, but and others, but everybody in this room has some protected category. And so it's a daunting task in terms of ending discrimination, but we are really helped by a very strong discrimination law in this state, as well as setting up a different sort of process where we're taking from intake investigation to what is called probable cause, which is like an indictment in our world, and turning over from investigation over to enforcement. We adjudicate in the agency itself. We can award remedies, cease and desist orders, significant affirmative relief. The only relief we don't have that the court has is we cannot award punitive damages. We do have the right, and we do also require civil penalties. So we have a very robust both legislative scheme for who is protected and also an enforcement scheme. So again, I'm really privileged to be the general counsel of this organization, and particularly in these days.
Thank you.
And maybe also add, what's the number of employees an employer has to have in order to be covered in the Massachusetts?
That's a great question. So as opposed to Title VII, which needs 15, we have a smaller threshold, which is 6, unless you're a domestic worker, in which case there's only 1. So because not that many people have 6 domestic workers in their homes, so at least I don't know anybody who does. So it's a smaller threshold for that. So we are able to also protect employees of small employers, which is the vast majority of employers in the country.
And Connie, just to explain to the audience what associational claims mean.
Sure. So this was an important point in a case called Flag, where basically the person themselves was not disabled, but because of their association with a disabled person, they were discriminated against. So we have applied that similarly in the race concept, so that if someone is associated, the case happened to be a person was marrying a woman of color and was harassed in the workplace because of it, so we found that that person was discriminated against based on their association with a person of protected class.
And what would you say, Connie, is the amount of inquiries you get every year on average?
I am better place to answer that because that's probably not countable at this point. I mean, we do have inquiries to an investigation line, but I think all of us are pretty available. We have about 3,000 new complaints every year, so that's beyond the inquiries. We have a lot more inquiries, but that don't necessarily turn into a complaint. So over about 3,000 a year. I did bring statistics on gender identity, et cetera, if you're of interest.
Yes, please.
That's actually our number of complaints, 2017. We had, of the total, we had like 2,800 total. Of those, 96 were sexual orientation, 24 were gender identity. We also had over 800 sex discrimination complaints, and as people may know, that often comes into this world as well. And so, similarly, 2018, 104 sexual orientation complaints, 26 gender identity. Fiscal year 2019, we switched our reporting. We had 113 sexual orientation complaints, 32 gender identity complaints. So we're seeing an increase that is, it isn't necessarily that there is more discrimination. It can also be that people now know about us and are willing, and this is really important, we were talking about this prior to starting, and willing and able and brave enough to come forward. And that's, I cannot, really overestimate how important it is for someone to have the courage. And we are very grateful for people coming forward. We can do our work only if people come forward, make the complaint, and we have the opportunity to investigate. So we have put, and people may have seen them on the T, we did a public awareness campaign for the first time ever that I know of, where we had some billboards, we had some things on the T. I don't know if folks saw them or not, but we're telling people, hey, we're out here. Please come to us, and so that we can help.
I take the commuter rail from Air.
Oh,
and,
good,
And you have
good.
a big billboard right
Excellent,
next to the train there.
excellent. That's
So
good.
I think that also helps in raising awareness.
We thought that was important in part, sort of watching some of the aftermath of the Kavanaugh hearings, where there were real questions about how come somebody didn't come forward. So, well, let's do all we can so that we know that people have been told that we're accountable.